This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent professors, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
Come in.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Vijaylakshmi from Haryana. Fatehabad is a district?
Yes, sir.
Okay, new district.
No, sir. It was carved out in 1997 only from Hisar.
Okay, your option was law.
Yes, sir.
Then you've done LLB from Punjab University, Chandigarh. And LLM, you're doing LLM,
Yes, sir.
not completed yet. Hobbies, interned at Haryana State Information Commission. Practicing mindfulness through meditation, art, journaling. Okay. You've written here in position of leadership. You led a delegation to Central Jail, Patiala,
Yes, sir.
for studying the condition of the inmates.
Right, sir.
What did you find?
Sir, there were both positives and negatives which we witnessed in the central jail. So, coming to the challenges that were faced by the inmates, first was with respect to the women issue, that they did not have access to the gynecologist at the proper time. Apart from that, sir, there were issues of congestion as well, especially in the women's barrack. And so third was with respect to the transgenders, that they were being kept with the women inmates only and no separate cellular barrack was being provided to them. Apart from that, sir, there were few positive things also which we have noticed in the jail. So, such as the opportunities which were given to the inmates through various manufacturing units that were present in the jail premises. Also, the agricultural land was also there, through which the inmates can do some activity and the remuneration was provided to them. And a sort of saving scheme was also being introduced for the prisoners, so that after their prison term gets over, they can lead a meaningful life.
Okay, so you must have submitted a report somewhere?
So it was submitted to our department only.
Department
University.
meaning your
University, yes, sir.
Okay. From there, let's talk about our criminal justice system. What are the various pillars of our criminal justice system?
So first is the judiciary, which includes from Supreme Court to the subordinate courts. Then we have the prison system. Apart from that, we have policing, which leads the investigation and maintains the law and order, sir.
What kind of problems are they facing? What kind of reforms are required?
So at every level, I believe there are certain challenges. For instance, in the judiciary, it is very evident that judiciary is overburdened with more than 4.5 crore cases. Judicial capacity is not up to the mark, and we need to enhance that thing by increasing the judge to population ratio, which currently stands at 20 per million. But I think we need to increase to...
What is the ratio?
So 20 per million.
Per million.
Yes,
okay.
Sir. So I might be wrong with this million, but I think it is 20 maybe with respect to lakh or a million, sir.
20 million would be how much? 20 lakhs?
It's a pardon?
20 million would be how much?
It's not 20 million, 20 judges per million population. Yes, sir. So coming to the issues in the policing, we have seen that there is no proper connect between the public as well as the police, due to which there is trust deficit. And so there are also issues from the side of police itself. For instance, the instances of custodial violence are being witnessed sometimes. Police is sometimes reluctant to file the charge sheet at the proper time.
Or don't you think there are a large number of cases for investigation and the number of police officers is not adequate?
Yes, sir. Even the police to population ratio is also less. I am not aware about the number presently, but it is also much less than what has been prescribed by the Law Commission.
Okay, now come to the prison.
Yes, sir. So in the prison, the issues which I highlighted, which we witnessed, I think mainly those issues are there. First is with respect to the congestion. Second, sir, more than 75% of inmates are under trials, so which leads to denial of justice at the very first stage. And so apart from that, even from the perspective of the officials of the prison, if we look, they are also overburdened, and so it also leads to the frustration which is being imposed on the prisoners sometime. So these are the few issues which comes to my mind.
Okay. Just a few days back, the Lokpal ordered an inquiry into complaints against an additional judge. They have not revealed who it is. Do you think that is the right way to proceed against judges?
So I believe independence of judiciary is something which is the part of the basic structure itself. And in the judiciary, we have various mechanisms, such as the internal mechanism through which they can proceed against the judges. And even after that, we have the parliament, which can oversight the misbehavior if any judge is doing. They can lead impeachment towards them. So, sir, I think there are already measures provided. Rather than any outside body, I believe if the change comes from within the judiciary, that more accountability is being fixed by the Chief Justice of the respective High Court, I think so that would be a better step.
Okay. The Collegium of the Supreme Court, about a couple of months back, issued guidelines regarding selection of High Court judges. There are two things they mentioned. One, that interviews will be taken. And secondly, that relatives of ex-judges and present judges would not be encouraged to join the bench. Do you think they are proceeding in the right direction?
So I think these steps are being taken to maintain the image which our judiciary which needs to build. So because if the people does not trust in the judicial system, I think that is the first failure. That would be the first failure itself. And by preventing the relatives in the bar, I think, sir, it tends to address the nepotism issue, which judiciary is sometimes being charged with. And sir, coming to the interview part, I believe, sir, it is done to ascertain the merit of judge. But sir, only interview, I think, would not suffice. Rather than the past record of the judges, I think that is already being done.
The past record of the judges are already there. They can see the judgments of the judges that will reveal how much he or she is working. This additional interview, do you think it is really required?
So I think it would be yet to see like what could be the outcome of this thing. Ultimately, it depends on the judiciary or the persons who are conducting the interview. That if they can conduct it in fair manner, I think then the system could proceed. But otherwise, I believe if biasness comes, then it would defeat the whole purpose of the selection.
Okay. Now, my last question. Should the CJI be part of the selection committee for chief election commissioners?
So I believe this case is pending in the Honorable Supreme Court and the matter is sub judice. I think it would be for the court to look into the matter, as already the position of Chief Justice was included. But sir, as Parliament has people's mandate and they have chosen the committee which excludes Chief Justice of India. So I believe, sir, that can be considered as a fair step on the part of the legislature.
If he is part of the selection committee, don't you think that if there are cases coming up to the Chief Justice against the election commission, it will be difficult for him to really take a decision? You know, the bar can say that you are part of the selection committee and a complaint against your own selection.
So for this, I think some mechanism can be introduced. For instance, if a case is against the particular judge, then they can, for election commission, I think then that judge can recuse from proceeding in that matter. So I think this can be maybe making a particular roster of the cases in more effective manner.
Okay, Vijaylakshmi.
Thank you, sir. Vijaylakshmi,
Yes,
how are you?
ma'am, I'm fine. Thank you.
Most welcome. So, Vijaylakshmi, you are also start from law area only.
Yes.
So, what is your opinion on that Supreme Court's ruling on prisoners' remission?
Ma'am, the last year Bilkis Bano case, I believe you're talking about that. Ma'am, I'm unable to recall the facts of the case at present. I believe the Supreme Court has overturned the state government's decision.
Talking of prisoner remission, what is the whole idea about? Where does it goes?
Ma'am, I think it stems from the idea that if a prisoner has undergone a sufficient number of years in imprisonment and they have shown good behavior, then certain years can be curtailed from their punishment.
And are there any cases where those they have not covered that much of time, but due to overloaded cases, they are taking, and but they are directed that they should be reaching to just to say that they are available, to report to the officials.
Ma'am, I am not aware about any such
And
instance.
what are the ethical dilemma you think?
Ma'am, in terms of remission, I think sometimes the biasness of the state government can comes into play if, for instance, in political motives can come into play if they can grant remission to some sections of the people because no objective criteria has been led other than the good behavior part. And that is up to the superintendent of the jail, I believe, who decides or who oversees the...
And what do you think is the solution to this issue?
Ma'am, I believe if an objective criteria can be laid down and rather than concentrating the power of remission in one body, if more broad-based stakeholders can come into play and decide, I think that would address this issue.
Have you heard of Tibetan Buddhism in news, recently in news, on which actually Chinese Communist Party is trying to put it ideology onto the same?
Ma'am, I'm unaware of this issue.
Okay, putting in the religious, like see, we are a secular country and we have rights to practice our religion, okay? Putting a particular ideology onto some religion, how good, do you think, is it good?
Ma'am, I think India being a secular country and even it is explicitly provided in the constitution, it would not be fair to put one's ideology on any person. As ma'am, it is one's right that in which orientation he or she wants to pursue his religious orientation. So, ma'am, I don't think that state should intervene in such matters. But if there are some issues which are leading to discrimination, for instance, even in our judicial system, the court interferes when equality is not provided. I think then state can interfere, but otherwise I do not support this idea.
Okay. You know about Buddhism?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is the difference of Mahayana and Hinayana?
Ma'am, Hinayana was known as lesser vehicle and Mahayana was, I think, a higher vehicle. Maybe it was practiced in the Tibetan part. And ma'am, I think major difference lies between the practices. For instance, Hinayana.
Any practice related to Mahayana in India?
Ma'am, I'm unaware of it.
Okay, okay. If I ask you regarding this mindfulness through meditation, is there anything called heartfulness?
Ma'am, heartfulness. Ma'am, I think to a certain extent, yes, because mindfulness and meditation does not only deals with the mind or peace of mind, but it deals with the overall body.
So what are the practices you go through while practicing this meditation?
Ma'am, I first focus on my breathing patterns, and over a period of time when it stabilizes, I observe the thoughts which are coming to my mind.
Okay.
So, ma'am, I think it is very difficult to control the thoughts. So, it is better to observe them and to regulate ourselves in a particular manner.
Okay. So, what are the chakras involved? Body chakras?
Ma'am, I am unaware of this thing.
Okay. Okay. If I ask you about autonomous weapon system, do you have any idea about the same?
Ma'am, I think I have heard about autonomous weapon system in the Russia-Ukraine war context and even in Israel-Hamas conflict, if I'm not wrong. Ma'am, I think they deal with where the minimal human interaction is there and they are automated. And ma'am, coming to their legality, I believe if it breaches the proportionality
On
principle.
the basis of humanitarian law, how do you see the same?
Ma'am, I think if someone breaches the proportionality principle, that is, they attacked what is more intended than the objective. I think, ma'am, in that context, there's something which should not be allowed.
Okay, relating to the war crime?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if it breaches the principle of distinction between the combatants and non-combatants, and even the proportionality principle and the reasonableness of its use, I think it is against the Geneva Convention and the whole idea of war crimes.
Okay, you belong to Haryana, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, the status of women or female peticide, etc., the issues related to the same. How strong do you find yourself being from Haryana?
Ma'am, certainly
What
there
are the
is-
positive factors?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in Haryana, certainly there is perception that women are not as equal to men. But I think in recent times, even the sex ratio has improved to a significant number. And ma'am, coming to my personal thing, I believe, I think I'm fortunate that my parents have always supported me since my childhood. Whatever profession I wanted to pursue, they have allowed. And whatever support I required, they have always provided me with that. And not only me, but ma'am, even the example of mine is being given to my cousins, so that even those people allow their daughters to go out and study. So I think, ma'am, such effects does have multiplier effect in the society.
You have a very good orating skill and you speak very good. Like, you could have been a great lawyer, I must say. Right. So why you chose civil services as to be your career?
Ma'am, even litigation is a very, I think, bright profession. But ma'am, it was since my school days only that I have thought of civil services. And to pursue that, I entered into law field. So I understand the legal mechanism properly. And ma'am, even the issues which a society goes through and how effective our legal system is. And ma'am, even during my law college, I gave myself a moment to think that whether I should pursue with this. Ma'am, so doing the internships, I felt that I should more focus on the execution of the laws rather than, ma'am, as it is more foremost step, but judiciary comes into play at a later part when a right has been infringed. So I think if we work on the first part, I think that is my orientation.
The choice of services?
Ma'am, first is Indian Administrative Services, second is Indian Police, and third is Indian Forest Service.
Achha, how do you differentiate law and order?
Ma'am, laws are basic set of rules which every society has, which are being enacted by the parliament. But order is something which deals with the public peace or the volatility in the society.
What comes first? Law or order?
Ma'am, I think laws provide a direction to the society.
But you just said that you wanted to get into that implementation part. That comes first to you.
Ma'am, it was in the sense that already we have number of laws that are very good in terms of their content. But when it comes to the implementation, I think the society suffers due to that. And when they are not implemented properly, the rights of people are infringed. And for that, we have to go to the judiciary to seek redressal. So I think, ma'am, coming to the second part, I think that is the area of my interest.
Okay, Vijaylakshmi. Very well. To you, sir.
You have interned at Haryana State Information Commission.
Right, sir.
So this deals with this Right to Information Act, right?
Right, sir.
So what you noticed at that while you were interning at that Haryana State Informatics?
So it was in my second year of college that we interned. And so we basically witnessed the proceedings which are being taken place before the information commissions. So it dealt with the complaints which were filed against the public information officers who were not replying to the RTIs, or who were not giving correct information, or who were giving half information which does not serve any purpose. So, sir, during that period, the information commissioners used to call those PIOs, and they used to direct what steps can be taken further, or the accountability was mainly fixed through that.
Okay. So what is the what sections usually these public information officers, PIOs, they quote if they don't want to share information with the applicant or maybe citizen? Usually.
So I did not got your question. Can you please repeat it once?
Let's say I am a CPIO or I am a PIO of my organization. I don't want to give the information to the applicant. So I need to give some reply to the applicant. So I will quote certain sections of RTA under which I will say that I will not provide you the information. So what are those most unpopular sections in RTA which PAOs quote?
So one would be section 8 of the RTI, which
What
deals
is
with
that?
various. So it deals with various exceptions for which information cannot be provided.
What are
For-
those exceptions?
Yes, sir. So first is with respect to the legislative, if any papers or private things under the legislature comes. So second would be some trade secrets of any person if they are there. Apart from that, the personal information of a person cannot be shared. So earlier it was that in public interest that could have been shared, but recently even that amendment has done away with. So apart from that, certain provisions dealing with the judiciary, I think they also comes under the exception.
You missed the important one, that is the sensitive and security of the nation. The
Right.
matters which deals with the security of the nation, they won't be
Right, sir.
revealed. Okay, section 8. Next, what are those sections?
So one is section 24, I believe, which deals with the agencies which are of national importance, such as the Information Bureau or RAW.
That is fine. Okay. Any other section?
So apart from that, I think section 11 is also there, which deals with the personal information. And so there is one schedule attached which deals with.
What is section 4?
Sir, I'm unable to recall at the moment.
Okay. So let's say CPAO has not provided the information. Let's say CPAO or PAO has not provided the information. So what is the next course of action? He will directly come to Information Commission.
So if PIO doesn't provide the information, then it goes to the first appellate mechanism. And sir,
Who is the first appellate authority?
Sir, sir, I am unable to recall at the moment, but I think that is within the department itself. And sir, if he or she
He
doesn't,
is a higher rank than
yes, higher
PIO.
than the PIO that has been established. So then comes the second mechanism of appeal, if that is not heard.
So what is your analysis or assessment, whether they have failed or whether they have succeeded, these information commissions?
So I think challenges are there, but by far, if we look at the objective for which the RTI was enacted, that has proved significantly in many aspects the various corruption issues which have been highlighted through the RTI, or even it has strengthened the local population from which they can seek information.
So what is the pendency in Haryana State Information Commission?
So I have to look into the pendency ratio.
But there will be in thousands.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have also, you are right now, I think you are studying this constitutional and administrative law.
Yes, sir.
It's completed?
So my dissertation has been submitted, but the Viva is remaining. So that's why my degree is not complete yet, but the coursework is complete.
Okay. So what is the difference between constitutional law and administrative law?
So constitution is the grand norm of any nation, which provides right from the fundamental rights to the form of government which a country would have, and the federal system between the governments. But so when it comes to the administrative law, it deals with the agencies which are into the implementation of the law, basically the executive part. So that is the administrative law. But
so executive is two now. One is political, another is administrative executive. Executive is two parts. So this administrative law deals with both?
so I think it deals with the permanent executive.
No, it should deal with both, no? It's part of administration, right?
Certainly,
Minister
sir.
is part of administration.
Yes,
And
sir.
secretary is also part of the administration.
Right, sir. I think I need to correct myself. Both the executives are included in it.
Right. So what is the can you give an example that how they are reinforcing each other, and can you give an example how they are contradictory to each other?
So constitutional law and administrative law. So coming to the reinforcement part, the basic principles which are being provided in the constitution. For instance, our Article 21 provides for right to life and the procedure established by law, which is now being interpreted as due process of law. So I think that is something which is being followed in administrative law. Apart from that, sir, Article 14, which deals with right to equality, that forms the very basis of administrative law, that no unreasonable action or arbitrary action should not be taken. And so coming to the contradiction, sir, I think I cannot think of any contradiction because Constitution provides light to each and every
I will give
legislation.
you one example. Section 66 of IT Act, which was struck down by Supreme Court, it is a contradictory. You are formulating a legislation which is administrative law, which is violating the constitutional provisions. Section 66A of IT Act, you know that?
Right, sir.
Which gags the citizens' freedom of speech.
Yes, sir.
Right. So that is the contradictory.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that was struck down in Shreya Singhal
Was
case.
struck down. Whenever administrative law is contradictory to the constitution, it will be struck down.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Vijaylakshmi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vijaylakshmi, your father is a farmer.
Right, sir.
Okay. What crops are grown by your family?
So one is cotton, another is paddy, then we have wheat and sunflower. These are the four main crops. Apart from that, some horticulture crops are being grown, but that is only for sustainable reasons and not for the marketing purpose.
Okay. And when it comes to cotton, right? So what is the mode of sale that you follow? Is it sold to textile producers or what? How does it happen?
So it goes through the middlemen, the APMCs which are being working in the district. Sir, it is sold through that only and not directly to any textile or any retail purchaser.
Okay, fine. Also, you come from Fatehabad. What is important in history about Fatehabad? What is the historical importance of the city?
So Fatehabad was established by Firoz Shah Tughlaq on the name of his son, that was Fateh Khan. And so apart from that, various initiatives were being taken by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So apart from that, even we consider the ancient history, various Indus Valley civilizations are present there. For instance, the Banwali and Kunal. These are the archaeological sites present there. So post that, I think it was only in 1997 that it was carved as separate district.
Okay, fine. So you are a student of law. Tell me, what is the present situation of the SYL canal issue? It is also an important matter in law as well. So what is the present status of that?
Sir, it was directed by the Honorable Supreme Court to complete the SYL canal to the Punjab government. But sir, as the Punjab government has already given back the lands to the farmers, so I think that remains unfulfilled. But when it comes to the Haryana, sir, they have constructed the canal on their part. So at present, the Punjab government is asking for a fresh tribunal that is to be constituted, and a fresh inquiry should be done based on the scientific assessment of the present groundwater level, rather than what was being agreed at the time of that agreement, sir.
Okay. So do you think the whole issue over here, there are some limitations to the implementation of judgments also, as we have witnessed in this case? Do you think that?
Certainly, sir. Judiciary provides us with various avenues for the redressal, but sir, ultimately it lies on the government and the legislature, to the executive, that how they implement that procedure. So, sir, it more or less depends on the political will in this particular case.
Okay. How often do you meditate? One of your hobbies is practicing mindfulness.
So I do it every morning for around 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay. And how has it helped you in your preparation?
So I started it to increase my concentration. So as post-COVID, I was facing this issue with the concentration and retention. So I think it has helped me certainly. It calms my mind even if there are exams approaching nearby. So it has also improved my concentration aspect also.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Vijaylakshmi, do you think the Supreme Court should have intervened in the Chandigarh mayor election last year?
Sir, I believe Supreme Court is provided with the powers under Article 142 to do complete justice in whatever matter that is encountered. And sir, if there are issues in the local governance, which forms the very basic structure of a constitution, I think it was well within the power of the Honorable Court to intervene.
Won't this come in the overreach category?
So I think there is slight difference between judicial activism as well as overreach. Judicial, I would say this could be a part of judicial activism, wherein if any vacuum is being present on the part of either of the organ, the Supreme Court steps in. But sir, if there are already avenues present and there is no requirement of Supreme Court, I think that can be considered as overreach. But sir, in present case, as it was clear a breach of the trust by the local bodies, I think it was appropriate for the Honorable Court to intervene under Article 142.
Okay. Vijaylakshmi, you are extremely extremely good. You have good knowledge levels. Your communication skills are excellent. Very confident and composed. I think you should do well. I don't know what to advise you. You have more than a month to go
Yes, sir.
for the interview. What do you think are your weaknesses?
Sir, this was my third mock only. I think I need to work more on my DAF because it includes it is content heavy. Yes, ma'am.
It is.
Yes, ma'am.
Indeed. How did you perform in your mains? What do you think?
Ma'am, I think it was much better.
At par, better.
Yes, ma'am. But of
Appeared
course,
for interview before?
no, ma'am. First interview.
Vijaylakshmi, DAF you need to address
Yes, ma'am.
until and unless you do blunders in mains. Nothing can stop you.
You are very good.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. But I feel there are certain things, the very small things which I believe you need to address, because when you enter, that first impression is how you see the demeanor, how you look actually. Okay, this is basic. This is very basic. This is stereotypical, I must say. So hands you should keep like that on your laps. Okay, that will make sure that you're interested in talking. You're not keeping yourself very reserved or I would say convenient. Apart from hair, I would suggest women with long hairs, either if you if you have long hairs, okay, fine, you can keep like that, you can make pony. Rather, I would just suggest to make a bun, so it should not look messy out here. Okay,
Sure.
you look beautiful that way. Apart, you're wearing this sari.
No, ma'am.
No, so don't go for this contrast.
No, ma'am.
That deviates actually. Okay, it is fine for this, but wherever you're going, where you are very good, and also you smile, but you smile when you
Right, ma'am.
defer, actually, right? Rather, you smile whenever it is needed. Achha se. So when you will smile, you would look less tensed, and you don't have to take tension about anything because you're very good with doing justice to your content. So I believe you're good, great. It's just that you have got a month. Read n number of things, budget, geopolitics, subjects related. And obviously, there are certain things like DEI, etc. President Trump.
What is DEI?
DEI. Sir, I think I need to look into it.
Okay. And history, definitely. Haryana related history, there's mythology around as well. So there are certain areas which is actually always targeted, right? So obviously you will do good.
Look, there are very few people coming for this kind of interview, doing law, taking law as option.
Yes.
And everybody in the interview board in the UPSC know law.
Yes.
So they'll jump at you with questions from this subject.
Plunge.
But you are well prepared.
You're well prepared, definitely.
Ma'am, I did not felt that I was well prepared, especially with respect even to the constitutional law and the administrative law which sir asked.
See, that you
He is famous for asking such difficult questions.
He grills. But don't worry, there are certain things which you need to know. Get well versed with like DEI, you should know actually. Current affair, you should know. USA is turning different. Okay. So geopolitics, there are numerous of things. You are into the realm of it, just you have got budget. Okay. You are getting Trump. You have got Israel, Palestine. You have got any number of things. Russia, Ukraine. So obviously this is going to be a very wonderful attempt. Every attempt is a good one.
Yes.
So try good. Okay.
It is not necessary that you should answer every question.
it's not necessary.
Whatever the question you are answering, you are doing your best. You are doing good actually.
Like convinced, very convinced.
I think Vijaylakshmi, your advantage is that you have time at your hand, right?
Right, sir.
Of course, your articulation, your personality is quite good, right? But there are a lot of issues on your DAP. See, you are doing your LLM, right? So law in itself is one area. Secondly, you are from Haryana. Recently, elections were also held. New government is there. What has been the achievements? What is the way forward? Then you have climate change, displacement, Israel, Hamas. So, I mean, lot
Yes,
of
sir.
contemporary issues. Recently, US has pulled out of Paris Agreement, right? So, when it comes to IR and current affairs, you have to be thorough with it. Okay. And rest, I think you are doing well. Maybe you can give the next mock after a little bit of preparation. Okay. Like maybe 2 weeks you should devote to prepare your TAF in a much more stronger manner, and then you can come for mocks. That will benefit you. Okay. And sometimes you appear too tense, so that can improve, right? All the best.
There's nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Right, ma'am.
How many hours you normally study?
So,
How many hours in a day?
so I think it stretches up to 8 to 10 hours easily.
That should be enough.
Yes, sir. So because currently, as my LLM is also over, so I am completely focused on interview. So this much hours I'm
Make it
studying.
90 hours in a week.
Yes, sir.
And what is your say on this 90 hours a week?
Ma'am, I think it should be something which is voluntary if
should come
allowed.
from within.
Yes, ma'am. Because if it is imposed, I think rather than increasing the productivity, it would decrease it.
Will decrease it.
So if it is imposed,
But L&T chairman is working 90 hours.
Because
And
that is coming from
he has become a chairman from very small beginning.
so I think if it comes from within, then it's very well and good. And when it comes to the positions which are of higher level, I think that work is more managerial. In that thing, I think even if we put more number of hours to
They may
manage.
ask you question on this. Doesn't
Once
are
you
the
join-
managerial work not worth?
Once you join the service, if there is a riot in your district, you will be working for 3 months continuously. Sleep for an hour in the, we have all done it.
And after a time, you will be into the policy. You will shift from that DM shift to somewhere where you will be just, the importance of managerial work as well. Don't say that.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I was saying, that they do managerial work, so that's why they have to put in lot number of hours.
And apart from it, there are people who they think there are remunerations as well. There are certain
Yes,
things which are
ma'am.
involved. That comes to someone's mind. Somebody is getting very less and then working 90 hours. Somebody is getting very
Try
high.
doing it for a week. 90 hours. For a
90 hours.
Sure, sir. I'll try this.
Who would keep the record of it?
Ma'am, I'll do it.
She'll work hard for herself.
Yes, that's really good. So work hard for this. You have got a lot of time, lady.
Yes.
Do good.
Okay, best of luck.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So, may I ask
any
some questions? So, with respect to the questions that you asked about judiciary, the intervention by Supreme Court in this Chandigarh election, and the participation of Chief Justice of India in this electoral college of election commission. So, sir, was my answer like appropriate, or do I need to?
Okay. Answer was all right.
Okay, ma'am. Because I thought that we need to take some stand on such issues, and
Yeah, it's not every time you will take what
There will
is
be at times
call spade a spade.
some controversial issues
right, sir.
like Article 370 abrogation. There is a Supreme Court judgment on it. No harm, you hide behind the judgment. Then UCC, Uniform Civil Code. There are a lot of such controversial things. You should start with, if there is a court order, you stick to the court order. If there is a stated government policy, you follow that. Never criticize the government. If there is no government policy, no court order, give both sides of the issue. And then come to a conclusion with strong arguments. Okay. If there is really very difficult to answer, you can conclude, giving both sides, you can conclude that say a committee should be formed, like what is happening in One Nation, One Election. Just gone to the JPC, the committee will take a view on it. You don't give your view. Okay, but that is an extreme situation. You follow that?
Yes. No,
Okay.
sir.
Or rationally skip it.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.